Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to kick off this session. Now, if you are someone that's been trying to take control of your social media or have a stronger social media presence for either you or your business, you are in the right place, especially if you're someone who has gotten stuck a time or two when it comes to thinking of new concepts, new ideas, new designs. And then trying to bring all of that to life from scratch. It can really suck and be time consuming more than anything else. And so today on this call, I want to show you how you can use Munch Studio to never have to think of your own ideas again, which I think is beautiful. But what I also think is really beautiful is that you don't have to leave it just at that, at somebody else's idea, at what Munch Studio is producing. You can add your own pizzazz. You can make it yours, make final tweaks, and then take it across the finish line. So I'm pretty excited. And throughout most of the session today, what I'll do is I'll share screen. And so if you're able to, go ahead and pull up Munch Studio. If you're a member, great. We'll hop right into the Explore page first. If not, take the free trial on munchstudio.com. That way you can walk through it with me at no extra cost to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and share screen. Oh, and before I do that too, I want to point out at the very bottom of your Zoom screen, you should see a little Q&A box. Now that there is a way for us to communicate throughout this. So if you have any questions that are popping up at any point, go ahead and throw that into the Q&A box. And then at the very end, I'll come back to answer some of those questions. Now, if somebody's stolen your question and you totally agree and you want that answered, you can also give it a thumbs up, give it a little upvote, so that way we know what's really important to you in this. Okay, so without further ado, I'll go ahead and share my screen and we'll dive in together. Everything okay? But if not, please let me know in the chat. All right, so inside of your Munch Studio account, you'll see that automatically these amazing ready to post visuals have been created for you. So a lot of the legwork is already done. Let me just check the chat real quick. Oh, Daniel, I'm seeing your message. I was just checking to see if you could hear the audio and see the visuals okay, but I see that you're asking, you tried the trial some weeks ago, but were never able to use it because you couldn't connect Facebook or Instagram. Can you assist this with me? Absolutely, Daniel. Let's walk through that together. I'll get to that in just a little bit, but I'll definitely walk through the integrations because I think that's a fabulous question. Facebook and Instagram are a little bit different because Meta has a specific set of rules. One of those being that you have to have a business page in order to connect everything. So if you don't have a business page, that might be why. And you'll just create one of those. It's actually pretty easy to do, and you don't even actually have to actively use that business page, but it's just a way to get it connected right from the get-go. Now, if there is specific issues with that, Daniel, where you're like, I do have a business page, I just couldn't get it to connect, the team can walk through that with you and really work with you to kind of troubleshoot that via emails. You can always reach out to them at support@munchstudio.com and we'll help that to get connected. Now, for those of you that are like, what is this connecting of the social medias? That is like key to making this work. You can schedule all of these posts, you can heart them, you can love them, but they will never officially go live unless you have Munch Studio connected to your social medias. So again, I'll walk through that in just a little moment, but let's first talk about how to choose some of your favorite posts, how to edit them, and how to schedule them. I'll take you into our content planner, and then I'll show you how you can connect those accounts from there. Great question, Daniel. All right, so from here, we're on the homepage. Now, if you are brand new, to get to this point, as part of your onboarding, you'll give Munch Studio your website, and that's it. And automatically, it will generate this content for you. So in this example, I'm using Hiya Health, which is a kids nutrition company. That's why you'll see a lot of kiddos with, these bright veggies and plates and smiles. It's because that's this brand. This is probably not your brand. So yours will probably look a little bit different from this. And I think that's what's so great is that each of these are going to be tailored to match our brand aesthetic and the problem that we solve. So from our homepage, you have the option to jump straight into Explore, see content already made for you, dive back into any recent projects, see your saved content straight from here. But let's go ahead and check out the Explore page because when it really comes to not having to start from scratch and think of these ideas on your own, this is my favorite place to hang out. Now, automatically, once I reach this page, there's like, I don't know, 100 different concepts right here. But what you can do at any point, let me scroll back to the top. At any point, if you'd like to see more concepts, you can go ahead and select add content. Now from here, you can select quick posts where it's going to regenerate these without you having to do any type of brain work. You don't have to think of those concepts, which I really want to lean into in today's call specifically. But if you are someone that knows exactly what you would like to see, or you have a vision you'd like to bring into this, you can go ahead and select tailor post to your vision. From here, you'll be able to write a short description about what you would like Munch Studio to create, and then all of the content will be filtered through that lens of what you'd like to see more of or less of. Pretty cool, right? So all you have to do is type it right in here and then select generate. So let's dive through this area and just choose some of our favorites, and then I want to show you how you can edit them further. Now, Munch Studio is going to do its best to create content that is ready for you to post, but if you're like me, you might have a little extra input that you want to change, whether that's design or the text that's on screen, or whether that's the caption too. So let's jump straight into here and choose a few favorites. I like this one right here. It's specifically for LinkedIn. You can see by this icon. And when we click on it, we can learn a little bit more about it. But what I really like is, and let's act like or let's click show more. What I really like is that it's already outlined what the three tips are. So again, you don't have to think of this. It's come up with already make mealtime fun. This is how to get uh, tips for nurturing lifelong healthy habits. Make mealtime fun. Set a consistent schedule and lead by example. That's already so valuable, and we know that valuable content does really well on LinkedIn. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one so we can take a look at that later. Now let's go back and take a look at a couple more. This one's cool. Not only is it a picture, but this one's actually a video. We know that videos perform really well across basically all social media platforms too, especially Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So here you can see we're taking advantage of that being a popular format of posting videos. So I'm going to go ahead and heart this one too. Okay, let's keep scrolling down. This one's so cute. I think I already have this one hearted, but I think it's adorable. This is a good one to add to your Instagram story. And then let's see, let's do a carousel for Instagram. Anytime you see a carousel post, that means there's multiple different pictures that your audience is going to be able to swipe through. That's a great opportunity to be adding value on each one of those slides instead of just overwhelming your audience in the caption or just in one picture or video. So here you can see there's tips on each one of these. Now, again, if I want to change any of those, I can do that by selecting edit. But let's go ahead and save this one too, and then I'll show you how we can go ahead and edit this further. So let's go ahead and select this edit button. Now, as we're editing this, we have different layers. Some of those might be text or images. This one's pretty simple, so we're working with the text here, but that's a great opportunity for us to add more onto this if we'd like. Now, when we select on which element we'd like to be editing, you can see this red box appears on the outskirts of it. Then we'll be able to type into this box anything that we would like to see. Transform healthy eating for picky eaters. So fun, but let's say I don't want it to say eating twice. Transform, how about this? Create a balanced diet for picky eaters, just to kind of change this up a little bit. Now, not only can we change the text itself, but we can change what it looks like. So we can really match the font to whatever our brand is or something else that really pops. Let's pop on this, click on this first one right here. Then you can also change the text size and you can move it anywhere on the screen as well too. I personally really like it to be centered, so let's keep it right in that area. Now you have other options too, like adding text outline, background, shadow to it. And what I really want to show you, because I feel like this is so often missed, is that you can actually change where it is displayed on your screen. So just to add a little bit of that stacking in these layers, let's add a picture on top of this. So you can upload any of your own pictures, or you can choose from our collection that we've generated for you. Munch Studio is constantly scraping and pulling new pictures that are royalty free for you to use. That way you don't have to upload your own unless you'd really like to. This one's cute. So let's say that I want to do this one. Throw it in this corner here just for this example. Okay, we can see it's cutting off our text a little bit. So let's go back to the layers where we have the option to send it to the back or send it backwards. So let's click on that. You can see now we have a little bit of that layer function going on. So you can see the text. Okay, that's just a very quick example, but if we wanted to edit any of our other slides, let's go to text again. Oh, oops, clicking here. We switched it to the Incut Antigua. I'm probably saying that wrong. But if we want to do that across all of these, we can go ahead and select it here. Change our font. Let me type it in. Oh, you guys, I don't know how to spell it. Let's go back. Okay, INK. Let's not forget it. We can type it in here. There we go. And there we're changing our text. If we want to do that to the smaller text, I like the difference here, but if you want to do that here, you could do it as well. All right, anytime that you exit, it's automatically going to be saving this too. So that's great, this is completely saved, but let's say that we are ready to share this post. We can click on this share button here. We have the option to download this as well if for whatever reason the social platform of your choice isn't on here, or if you want to send it to a best friend or a colleague, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you can share it directly to your socials. So this one, I think we were kind of talking about posting this on Instagram. So you can select that here. You can see that publishing is currently disabled, and that's because my account is not connected. So, let's go ahead and choose LinkedIn just for this example. We have our description here, otherwise known as your caption. Even your hashtags have been chosen for you, but again, any of this can be edited. So you can jump in here and change the text. All right, but let's go ahead and schedule this for Thursday, tomorrow. You'll see that automatically populated inside of our calendar. It's this pink box here versus all the other ones are kind of these white gaps in our calendar. Now, your content planner is really important and a really great way to be scheduling out your content very quickly. You can jump in here at any time, find any of these white gaps, and then you can start to fill them in. So if we clicked on LinkedIn post on Friday, for example, I saved some earlier. So let's go ahead and look at the saved content. Remember this one that I had said was a really great LinkedIn one because it had really great tips along the way inside of that caption? Well, let's go ahead and select this and then schedule that one to be posted. All right, then we just let it populate inside of our calendar. Now, at any point, you can still update these, save your changes, or delete the post, which is what I'm going to be walking through right now, just to remove these from the calendar. Now, you don't have to fill in every single blank here. It really only is a suggestion and kind of a guiding light for you to follow. But if you leave some blank, there's not going to be points against you by any means. Though I'd highly recommend to update your content strategy if you know that you're not going to hit these marks. Make a content strategy plan that's really realistic for you and what you can do and what you'd like to see yourself doing. Think of this as your goal of what you'd like to be posting. Then your content planner is going to recalibrate and adjust itself to fit those goals. So if we wanted to, we could edit our content plan right here to, let's say, remove a couple Facebook stories. Okay, I don't want to be posting Facebook stories very much except for Mondays. Let's go ahead and review the changes and apply. Then our content planner has updated. All right. Now, next, what I want to walk us through, and just to circle back to what Daniel said earlier, is our integrations tab to show you how to get these connected. You probably saw from my post that I already deleted, there was this little caution icon indicating to us that those were not going to go live and that we need to integrate our account. Here you can see that once Instagram was connected to this account, but needs to be reconnected because it came undone. So what you can do is select reconnect, And for any of these, you can click on connect. In fact, there's even guides for each of these too. Now, this is my personal account here, and I would just follow the prompts to continue along. Um, but I'll avoid connecting my personal account. We'll go back real quick. And I want to show you where these guides are too at any point. So you can hop in here. We have text, but we also have these videos that walk you through, needing to have a Facebook page, what a Facebook page is versus your Facebook profile, and so on. Now, at any point, if after this call you're like, oh, what did Allie say? Like, I'd really love to kind of do a step by step and hear that again. First off, this is being recorded, so we'll make sure that gets out to you. And then, second off, if you ever see these eye icons inside of your platform, that's an indication for you that I filmed a video. So that will help in walking you through later on. So if you come back to this and you need support, go ahead and press this play button. Or like we spoke about earlier with Daniel, if you're having any extra difficulty connecting, you can write to our team at support@munchstudio.com. All right, next I want to walk you through our brand settings. Brand settings, I feel like, are really important and really relevant to this topic of not having to start from scratch, not having to think of ideas on your own, and to have ideas instantly generated for you. This right here is how the magic of Munch Studio is working. This is basically your filter. And every time before it's producing any type of content, Munch Studio is taking a look at this before giving you suggestions of what to post. So if this is off, your posts are probably going to be off. So if you're someone that's like, oh, I just feel like some of the content hasn't been landing, or maybe you have a very adult brand, but you're seeing kid content, right? You would want to jump directly into the brand settings underneath the overview and update your business description. Here, you can tell it anything that you would like to help it generate that content in a way more specific to you. So, for example, mine here says posts should be lively and colorful, showcasing kids eating nutritious foods, and all posts should be kid friendly, right? I want to avoid any type of adult content here. But if you are targeting a group, let's say 60 and up, this is not relevant to you. Yours should be, I'd like to showcase adults 60 and up living a vibrant life, eating nutritious foods, being with their family. Whatever that is that you'd like to see kind of repetitively, this will help in producing results more like that and suggesting better imagery for you. Same thing, you can update the problem that your business solves. And what's great is you don't have to jump in here, one time and set it and forget it. I mean, that's great. You can do that. But you can also jump into this and update it as your brand changes or as you're seeing the results that are being generated to make it more specific, to give it more wiggle room, whatever it is that you'd like to see. Now, you can also update your identity here. All of these here have been automatically extracted from the website. So I actually haven't fed it any of Haya's logos. It went and pulled those on its own, which I think is pretty neat. But if you have a specific logo, please add it in here. In fact, I'll show you in just a second how you can upload your own photos too. So that way the content's more personal. Now, if you do want to see specific title fonts, specific subtitle fonts, if you'd like to see specific brand colors popping through, this one has a lot of yellows and oranges you saw in the content. If you want to update the brand tone or the content language or the audience that you're trying to reach, you can accomplish that all inside of this. You also have your project brand kits. This is not required, but if you're planning on creating a lot of video content where you're uploading your own videos to Munch Studio, this is going to help you in doing it in screen, adding your logo on screen, and kind of helping you with these little trademark icons that can automatically pop up on your videos. Now, if you do want to start this, you can select Create New Kit to get started. Now, the last thing I'll point out is that yes, you can reset your brand. And when you do that, it refreshes everything. So only do that if you absolutely need to, if you have a separate company and you want to switch gears, But know that when you do reset your brand, any post that you have scheduled will be reset. All right, let's jump into the media library. This is where you'll see that stock footage that has been, I called it scraping, I think earlier. It's been scraping and pulling these as it relates to your brand. You might see a shift in these if you've updated your brand settings and you've asked for something different. Give it some time, refresh it, and you'll see new content that's being pulled. But if you do have specific imagery for your brand, you can select Add Media, and you'll be able to pull that media directly from your computer itself. Drop it in here, and then the content that's automatically created on that Explore page will incorporate the content that you've given us as well. Now, the last area that I want to leave you on is this fresh ideas feature. This is something brand new to Munch Studio, so I'd love for you to jump in, check it out, give us feedback, and let us know what you think. But I think that this is really important when it comes to not having to think of ideas on your own. That's exactly why Fresh Ideas was created. If you are down to create video content, which I think is very valuable, and you're willing to pull out your phone and record something, this is where you'll want to pop into to see different ideas of what you could be creating or filming. So, for example, it's recommending that inside of Hiya Health, we talk about 3 probiotic strains that actually fix kids' bloating. That's so cool. Or 3 weeknight nutrition wins for busy parents. Now, if you're seeing this content popping up, I mean, this is incredibly valuable. And how cool to make it personal too by having somebody filming this, recording it, and then having Munch Studio handle the editing and scheduling it directly inside of the platform too. So here we'll click on view script, and this is where you can see, more context around what you should be doing. So this is going to get really specific. It's saying start mid-walk, bright kitchen or backyard, hold the phone at arm's length, slightly below your eye level, have a relaxed pace, natural lighting, and without a tripod. We want to make it personal. Then it's telling you exactly what you should be doing as you're saying this. So you can even put it in the prompter mode, and it's just going to give you that text after text after text. So you can pull this up on your phone or your computer and know exactly what that script looks like. Now, you don't have to follow it, add in your own pizzazz as you go through it, but then let us know once you've officially filmed it. Then you can upload that video from there, and we'll get that added into Munch Studio and ready to be published. Now, if you ever need to add new ideas, you can select this add idea icon as well. All right, I hope that this was helpful and inspiring for how you can get started, but without starting completely from scratch. Now, like I mentioned before, I'll take some time to go into the Q&A box and answer some of those questions that have been coming through. But if you haven't put your question in yet, now is the time. I'm happy to share my screen with you and walk through any questions to help in giving you the support or maybe some brand new ideas on how you can use Munch Studio too. All right. Daniel, thank you so much for your reply. You said, yes, I will take that email. Okay, so that was support@munchstudio.com. Still not connecting, and yes, I do have a business page. That is perfect. So it's probably like the smallest little thing that's being missed or being overly complicated. Sometimes it can be in your settings for your business page, making sure that you're an admin for it. That's probably one thing that they'll walk you through. But basically, you'll get a checklist and you'll be able to have that conversation to deeper and get it working for you, Daniel. Very exciting that you're kind of on that final leg and ready to jump on the inside. All right. Any other questions? Now's your chance. While I let any further questions come through, I'll just share another fun feature for you all. And that would be our projects area. I think this is really neat if you are filming those videos from Fresh Ideas or just in general. Maybe you're somebody who already has a long form video that you'd like to prepare and kind of munch down into bite-sized pieces of content to post on your social media. You can jump into projects and then click on new projects. There's a lot of different features here and ways to edit, but what I love the most is the ability to upload a video, let's say 2 minutes or more and select create clips. Then it's going to create those bite-sized clips for you to post on your socials. So basically, you can add a link. Maybe your video is already on YouTube. You can upload it directly from your computer. Or if you have it uploaded, you can pull it from your library. All right, I'm seeing some more questions coming through, so let me pause. Daniel, support@munchstudio.com. That is perfect. Thank you so much for confirming that. And Naya, you said if you're not able to connect to a business page due to being a franchise, what options might we have? That's a great question, yeah. I don't know offhand. I don't want to guess and give you the wrong information. I do know for mine, I was able to create a almost like a mock business page is probably bad advice and I should stop talking, but I've made just like a very quick Facebook profile and then was able to connect it to the Instagram. So if they're not married to their accounts being connected, you could try that as an option. Otherwise, if it is a Yeah, like if you had, I'm trying to think, my family have a franchise business and they, their own entity, have their own Facebook page. So if you're able to do a spin-off of that and connect it to your own Instagram, that could work. But if that doesn't feel right, you can also reach out to the team at that same email too. Soleil asks, is there a way to ask the Explorer to create only carousels? Right now, it's creating a lot of stories, but very few carousels. So you could go into the brand settings. It's always going to try its best to generate content that's um, across all different platforms. So that is something that's more standard. But another way that you could do it too, to kind of narrow it down, is by jumping into, let me leave this, jumping into the planner and doing it this way. And let's say, Instagram post. So by doing it this way, you're kind of narrowing it down to posts that are made specific to Instagram, which is where you're going to see most of those carousels. So you'll see one popped up right away. Here we have a reel. But you could kind of look this way to see a narrowed down look at it too. And then you're right, there wasn't very many as well. So you could even do a refresh or try it in the brand setting too. Let's go to the Explore page and see. Yeah, we can narrow it down here as well. And then if you'd like, you can click add content and even tailor post your vision. And then what you could say here is like, I would like a value-driven post with, 5 steps of information, kind of giving it the the context where a carousel would actually be the best way to distribute that. That could be another way to try it. Great question, though. Really wonderful. Can you download posts and then post directly to your business page? Yes, absolutely. So let's walk through that together too. Let's say we go to, gosh, I'll just choose this one because it's simple. We can click download. So right next to that save button, really for any of these that you pop into, let's try this one. You can click here and then download. So what's really neat is that all of this content that's generated specific to you, like you own it, which is really neat. So you can download it, post it to anywhere. I always say send it to your mama, let her know what you're up to. But yes, you can download that. Okay, another question. Is there a way to turn off the automatic adding of stock images to my library? Right now, it's a lot of images being added. I keep trying to turn them off, but then they populate again. So, like, that's an incredible question. I don't know the answer offhand, but I would love, I'll reach out to the team so I know, just to guide you next time. But if you're looking for a faster answer, then the next time we are face to face on a call, you can always reach out to the team with that email too, support@munchstudio.com. But let's take a look inside of the media library together and see if we can't figure that out. So I do know from here you can go to specifically your uploaded content instead of your stock content. And then let me see, allow usage. That would take a long time, but basically, if there's any type of content that you don't want to see again, you can turn off the allow usage or you can even delete it directly inside of the platform. But again, wonderful question. So I'll look further into that and see if there's a way to turn it off. I love that you're adding in your own content. I think it's really special to be able to have those to share too. It makes it more personal. All right, everyone. I think we got through all of those questions. Thank you guys so much for your energy and your wonderful questions throughout this call. I hope that by being on this, you got to discover new ways to use Munch Studio. And if you haven't dove into Munch Studio yet, I hope that you're seeing new ways to have content generated for you so you don't have to spin your wheels and then get exhausted before you actually ever end up posting. So thank you again for your time. Again, if you haven't gotten on Munch Studio yet, you can do that by going to munchstudio.com and taking our free trial. We'd love to see you on the inside. Naya asked if we need more help, is the best to use a support email or is there an alternative? Yes, I'll be planning to host these calls, doing more of kind of a walkthrough pretty much every single week. And every time that there's a new call, you'll see a banner that will be popping up at the very top of your Munch Studio account. So if you didn't receive an email, we'll let you know inside of your account. So that's just more encouragement to be popping into your Munch Studio account. But aside from that, for that more instant support, I would definitely email the team to help them troubleshoot and go back and forth with you specifically. All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for your time, and I hope to see you in future weeks. And I can't wait to see what you post next. So jump into Munch Studio today and start to bring some of those automated ideas to life by changing the text, making it your own, and then scheduling that to go out. All right. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you. Bye. Bye, Naya. Bye, Sola. Bye, Daniel. See you.